Hey everybody, welcome back to Age of Empires Online. I'm Psychosaurus, and today, I'm gonna do a little bit different things. So today, I was thinking, and after the advisory work, I might give you an advice which advisors you might pick. And today, I'm just gonna talk about the H1 advisors, and I think every civ has only the common advisors. There's no specific ones. So I'm gonna talk about this, only the common ones. So let's get started. Oh, and if you want to check your advisors, there are two ways you can do it. You can go to your hometown, find your advisor hall, like this, click, there you have it, or just click here on this nice button, view advisors. It's the same effect. Okay, so let's take a look and let's talk about the H1 advisors. So pretty much, currently there's 14 according to this, and I believe I have all of the advisors on my Greeks, so you can get like 40 H1 advisors. I think they are nice options even after the rework. I would say even more options after the rework. But let's get started. So let's start with Apprentice Mason Philon. I think this guy is still pretty good even after the rework. I believe he belonged to the top H1 advisors with I think Irene. And well, it's pretty simple. But he reduces the building's build time by 20%. That can mean a lot actually. First of all, you save your villager time by spending less time building your buildings. It means they can gather more resources in time. They can use the time to gather more resources, or you can actually build your forward bases actually faster as well. That means you can train your units sooner and keep your pressure more often or more faster. Now this can be very useful. Let's say there's a lot of legendary quests where you kind of have to build the four bases. Let's say I believe the Asgard is actually one where you have to like push through like the Snake Valley, whatever it is, and you kind of need to build those four bases. Otherwise, it's just gonna take forever for your troops to getting there, and all of a sudden you can feel like being pushed back by the enemy. Other quests would be like Opus. I think that's a good quest. So yeah, you can use him there. Remember, saves your time building buildings, so save your villager time. Good option. I think he's still pretty strong. If you can get him, he's definitely gonna be great. Civs that I would definitely recommend him on, I would say Egyptian is probably the best one, because Egyptian needs to build temples to age up, so lowering their build time means you can age up faster. Okay, let's move on to Irene. This is the second one that was top before the rework, and she actually belonged to my top H1, and I like her a lot. What I like about her, well, lowers the storehouse upgrades cost by 75%. That's a lot of resources actually when you think about it. That's a huge discount. And what I truly like about it is, well, you start a game, you are H3, you need to get your up. You kind of want to get the upgrades fast. Well, she helps you by lowering the price, so you don't have to like worry. Oh no, it's too expensive. I can't afford it. I need to train my units and get these upgraded, and so on and so on. So she kind of she helps you a lot with that. So you don't have to worry about like those expensive tags, and you can just build a storehouse and just start researching. Second thing is, once I age up, I get access to those advanced tags, so I want to get them as soon as possible. But Obviously, it's gonna cost at that time it's gonna cost quite a lot of resources. So once I age up, she allows me to pretty much get those upgrades for almost nothing, pretty much. So she helps me a lot while aging, while I'm aging up. So once I reach the next age, I can get those upgrades practically immediately and don't have to worry about cost that much. The upgrades that are definitely noticeable with the price is, well, namely the H4, but it's gonna be the farming upgrades. Those cost quite a lot of gold with the first one. At the Bronze Age costs 200 gold, so saving 150 gold with her is actually pretty good. And then it goes, then the price doubles, and then again it doubles, so it's like 400 gold at H3, 800 gold at H4, which is a lot of gold. So she helps you with that a lot. Well, civs that I would recommend her on, practically any civ works well with it, but the most noticeable is gonna be the Egyptian, because the Egyptians get most of the storehouse upgrades, so for them it's gonna be a lot of resources, but I would not worry about Egyptian resources that much. They have their priestesses to help them with that. Any other civ I think is good with her, but I think the worst one would be the Babylonians, because those get only the first farming upgrade and first stone upgrade. So you will not save that many resources on them that much. So for Babylonians I would rather suggest some other advisor. Okay, next one. Fisherman Finbar. Well, this guy upgrades your fishing boats and definitely is worth on the water maps. So what he does, fishing boats cost 50% less. That means their price goes from 100 wood to 50 wood. So saving 50 wood. Practically you can buy 2 fishing boats for the price of 1 with this guy. Gather 20% faster. Already I believe the fishing boats actually have the best food gather rate. It's definitely faster than from the farms, and I think even the hunting. From hunting, so increasing it by 20%, that's a lot of food you can get all of a sudden. And have 25% conservation. That means one fishing spot that actually usually has 1000 food, and all of a sudden for you it actually has even more food, because as the fishing boats are gathering, the food from the spot actually, well, disappears slowly, much slowly with this. So you can actually gather the food more, or I should say more food from one fishing spot. So this guy definitely becomes very effective with your fishing boats. The map or the quest I would recommend this guy on is, I think it's one of the Generals of Glory Days legendary quests, and I think it was the I don't remember if it's Euphrates or the Tigris one. I think it was the Euphrates, and I think that's the one where you cannot build farms, and if you take a look behind your base, if you go more north, then you'll see a lot of fishing spots, and that's the reason I suggest him, because you just want to get all the fish. You get so much food out of that. With this guy, it's gonna be so good, and also conservation, so even more food for you. Yeah, I think he's okay with any civ. I think only Persians have like the worst fishing boats because they get only the first upgrade. But I think that does not matter with this guy. You got fishing boats, just get this guy. Get a lot of them. He's just gonna be great with those quests. Okay, next one. Leonnorios. General Leonnorios. Spearmen deal 15% more damage. Now this is a little bit more aggressive one, I would say. And, well, straightforward. He upgrades your spearmen and they are much better all of a sudden. And I would suggest using this guy on the quest where you can train only spearmen, or on the quest where you train a lot of spearmen. Because they train a lot of cavalry, you have to punish them for that. So yeah, I think any Sith can use this guy. He's just upgrade for your spearman. Be more aggressive with them. Okay, lucky lookout Leucon. So this guy upgrades your scouts. Your scouts will deal 100% more damage to huntables, move 10% faster, and see 10% further. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much upgrade your scout early. Once you lose him, this guy is useless. That's my opinion. Nah, but seriously, he can help you. I think the most noticeable thing is deal more damage to the huntables, and that can help you kill some huntables with your villagers. You can use your scout to actually kill some tough huntable to get more food sooner. And because hunting is the fastest, well, it's fastest food gathering source for your villagers, so getting them early hunting like is very good. And I would just using on the maps where you know you will find a lot of these tough huntables like boars, let's say elephants, and I think there might be some others, I just don't remember right now. But boars, elephants, those are most noticeable. Especially those elephants, I think those have like 1,000 food, so he can help you. But this damage to huntables also means you can use him like to clean up wolves or bears or whatever is around your base. So this can help you, with that. I think if you are going on map where there are these kind of huntables, also a good option. But I don't think him really. I don't think he's that useful, personally. Okay, lumberjack Thutmose. Your villagers will gather 8% more wood from trees, and that means your villagers will gather faster wood, obviously. So this guy is very useful because the only wood source are pretty much the trees. So he's gonna be useful throughout the game, throughout the quest, because the trees are the only source. And once you run out of trees, you can only purchase the wood from the market. That's pretty much it. So he can help you early to build up your base, you gather more wood. Or, as I found out with one of the winter event quests, the Run Rudolph Run, where were supposed to gather stone, but it's pretty much similar. You can use this guy and similar ones to gather your resources faster when you have like this time challenge. I think he can be useful, namely, like I said, the time challenges, you need to gather the wood fast. He can help you. I mean, Irene can help you early to get those upgrades, but this guy is useful even after you have those upgrades. So I think he can be a good choice, but only limited quests, I would say. Okay, minor Kleon, I think it's pretty much the same like Thutmose. Only difference, it's gold, it's even more, much better. So I'm gonna just say something like Thutmose. Let's make an Aapep. It's pretty much the same, however it's only for your bushes, fish, and huntables. So he can help you with those early food sources, so he can help you with your early economy. But once you run out of all of those, he's useless. So again, and usually you don't have that many. I mean, you have some bushes, so unless you have some bushes, you might have some huntables. If there's water, maybe some fish, okay. But yeah, it's limited. It's limited. So careful with this one. I I think I think this one is kind of bad. I mean the trees are still there. The only source. There's a lot of gold in one gold deposit, so again can be useful. This guy is a little bit more limited, and usually you start getting farms as soon as possible. So yeah. And let's move on. Odysseus. Barracks cost 15% less. Now you can get this advisor from skirmish. So if you want this guy, go play one skirmish against Odysseus. You can go even easy difficulty. You don't have to take it too seriously. Just beat him once you get him. And barracks cost less. Well, I think saves you some wood. He helps you to save some wood. You can probably build some early barracks. Like you can maybe build even 2 and just start pumping units. I think this is more like more defensive one or aggressive one, as you like. Just get your barracks, your early barracks sooner. I think that's about it. I don't see him that I would not use him that much. Maybe it's just me, but usually when you are like doing legendary quests, you usually start at Silver Age, so usually 15% wood. That's like 30 wood. That's not that much, but he can save you once you start building a lot of those barracks. So why not? Your choice. Now, Prince Niall Muighmedon, and this is actually the first one that was changed, right? Yeah. So this is the advisor that was reworked with the rework. Before he would have, the difference would be like that he was only about cost of your storehouses. Now it's cost and build time as well, and the cost would be only 50%, so would be okay, but not that great. Now the storehouses cost 75% less. That's actually a lot. Think about it this way: you can build now 4 storehouses for the price of 1, and also it takes you 50% less time, so you also save the time. It can be very good if you build a lot of storehouses, and I think the most important part of it is when you are gathering wood, obviously. You don't want your villagers to travel too far, so I think this is namely noticeable on the wood. Also, remember the ox carts. This affects the ox carts for the Babylonians as well. I don't know how many ox carts you train. I don't usually train that many, but they are pretty expensive. 50 food, 50 wood. So add the food cost there, and the build time also affects the training time, and that's the most important part for me when playing as Babylonian. So I don't have to like spend time training those ox carts. I literally want to pump those villagers out. So this helps you. This is gonna be probably most noticeable with the Babylonians, in my opinion. But remember to build your storehouses when you are gathering wood. You will save your time, or I should say the villagers' time, by spending less time traveling. Okay, let's move on. Erastos again, like Thutmose, and I'm just gonna stop here because of the winter event. I think this guy was the only way for me, at least for me, to actually accomplish the time challenge for gathering 10,000 stone. You know, saying it, 10,000 stone within 15 minutes, and it was probably because I was playing solo. and I had a problem like dealing with the enemy because there would be just times where there would be all of a sudden such a huge army. It would be so. I'm just gonna say it would be so stupid. Like you just barely started, and within 10 minutes, all of a sudden, there's a whole legion of them, and you're like, oh my god, no, no. And pretty much, I would have to spend my resources on my army rather than even thinking about like gathering the stone. So yeah, pretty much I would end up with like 4 minutes remaining, and I would have gathered only the stone from my starting location. And I would be like, oh, okay. So for me, the only way for that would be like train like 30 villagers and just go gathering the stone. And even within those 4 minutes, I would be missing like, I don't know, like 1500 stone, maybe even 1000. But without him, I would almost never. I think there was only one time, I don't even know how I did it, how I managed to finish that, but he was very useful. So if you have problem with these kinds of time challenges, again, try like thinking about these guys. They can help you with those, in my opinion, a lot. Okay, slave driver Zephyros, this guy was reworked, and he was actually Golden Age advisor, so he moved from the H4 to down to H1, which kinda makes sense. So what he did was he increased the villagers' movement speed by 25%, which stayed, but now he also increases their carry capacity by 25%. So it can be useful. I like the idea, but I don't think he's that useful to me. Because when I think about it, the movement speed means my villagers will spend less time traveling, which means they spend more time gathering, which is something I want. But if I'm smart, I'll build a storehouse close enough so they don't have to actually travel that far. So all of a sudden, I would rather go with the Muighmedon. So, and carry capacity, again, that just increases the gather time. So, yeah, he just helps you increase the time that the villagers are gathering over the time they are traveling, pretty much. So the only time I see him more useful, I think, as a wood gathering, because I usually forget to build the storehouses, so he can help me with wood gathering. Other resources, I just build a storehouse right next to them, and they just don't have to spend time traveling at all. So I think wood gathering is the choice. I was thinking about farming, but I built farms right next to the town centers and storehouses, so it could be only like a small impact. So I don't see him that useful. But I think if I wanna, again, I'm gonna go like Philon. If I want to build the forward bases, then my villagers have to travel all that distance. So all of a sudden, he lowers the time they need to take to actually get there. So he can help me save the time and get up those bases faster. But that's my opinion. I don't think he's that good. Especially Babylonians. Don't forget Babylonians have the ox carts. So I think that's a waste. And if you have problem with speed, then literally load the villages into the ox cart. The ox carts are even faster than that. You're gonna be even faster with, I think even faster with this guy. Oh yeah, wait, they don't get the wheelbarrow upgrade. So yeah, for Babylonians, just load them into the ox cart, and it's faster. Yeah, I think it's a cool idea moving him to the H1. I just don't see him being that strong. If you're smart about it, I think wood gathering That's the only answer I have. But if you disagree, leave a comment. Okay, and we are getting closer to the end. Just two more. Okay, survivalist Agathon. Villagers cost 20% less food and have 50% more health. I've been using a couple of times. I've been trying to experiment with this guy, and I think he can be pretty good. Namely, the cost less food part. What does that mean? Pretty much, the villager cost goes from 50 food to 40 food. That can save you a lot of food because you want to pump those villagers out early as soon as possible. So you spend most of your early food on training villagers. And with this guy, actually, I save the food, and all of a sudden I have some spare food for my military units. So I can train my units and have some early defensive force. And the health is actually just more protective one for your villagers, so your villagers don't die from some random units. It just ran by your defenses for some reason. I don't know, it happens a lot for some reason. Yeah, pretty much save food, get more units, namely military ones. I think he can be useful if you have problem with like some quests that might be like more aggressive towards you. Then try this one. He helps you to protect the villagers and also helps you with producing the military units early, namely the spearmen, obviously. I think there might be others. And now woodsmith Weylin, the last one. So houses cost 75% less wood and built in 50% less time. Before it would be just the houses would cost only less wood. I actually don't remember if it was 75% or only. I think it was only 50%, but I don't remember right now. So yeah, pretty much get your houses early, 75% less. That means 4 houses cost the same price as 1 original, and also save time. So pretty much the same thing with storehouses. But I think this has advantage because you wanna build your houses, so you actually have the space for your units, and getting it early. Well, there's a limit of 24 houses, so well 12 for the north, but they cost twice as much, so that balances out. So you would have to pay like 1200 wood in total. Now you save 75% of that, so you need just, what is it, 300 wood? Yeah, 300 wood. So you just need 300 wood to build all of your houses. I think that's a good one, and you get it so soon. And I think it's kind of annoying when you want to turn it and you just don't have space. You need to build a house. I don't have the wood. I don't have the time. So yeah, he can be useful. I think the most noticeable one would be the Celts, since they need their houses to age up. So think about him as he saves you a lot of resources for aging up. Since Celts don't need wood to research the tech, but they still need to build the houses. And that's all of the H1 advisors. Again, I'm gonna say it, I think Philon is very useful. Irene, I think they still belong to the top ones, top H1 advisors, but there's slightly more competition now. Finbar, again, useful on the water maps with fishing spots. I think it was the Euphrates one is gonna be the most noticeable. Can be used. Leonnorios, you like your spearmen stronger. Leucon, I don't care about him. Thutmose, Kleon, and Erastos can be used for those time challenges where you have to gather resources. I definitely find them useful. Aapep with restrictions, but Nah, I'm just gonna go with farming one. Odysseus, you wanna get your barracks sooner, but I don't think you really want him. Like he saves you only 30 wood, whereas this guy saves you like more than 30 per storehouse, and you're just gonna build a lot of storehouses. You're smart. Save your time. So I think Muighmedon is definitely a better choice than Odysseus. So I think this one belongs to the top. I would see him there. Weylin can be really good. Zephyros, I don't think he's that good. If you like him, good for you. I just don't. I'm just gonna go with Muighmedon. And I think Agathon can be good choices. Good choice as well. So for me, top H1, Philon, Irene, I would say Leonnorios, and Muighmedon. And more situational, I would say Finbar, Thutmose, Kleon, and Erastos for the time challenges. And Agathon, I'm gonna say even Agathon can be good choice, and Weylin. And the least useful, I think, Zephyros, Odysseus, Aapep, and Leucon. So yeah, that's my opinion. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm just gonna leave it up to you. Just leave a comment what you think. I think everyone has their own right to have an opinion. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please press the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And I think I'll see you next time. And I'm gonna I think I'll next time talk about the Silver Age advisor. I'll see. It's gonna be Quest or Silver Age. Okay, this was Psychosaurus, and I'll see you next time. Bye!